So whoever's wants to send me messages through the chat, I'll be able to check them on occasionally. So if you have any rules questions or clarifications, this is quite a complicated game, so I am bound to do some mistake here and there. I hope not the big ones, but of course I assume there's going to be something maybe I mess up at some point, but I played this enough that I'm confident if I do any mistake, it's not a critical mistake for the game. I hope it doesn't break the game flow. But is anything you think it's critical for me to know, or I'm missing, just let me know. Otherwise, well, I'm good. I just go along with if I'm missing something here and there. To be honest, I don't care too much. This is more of a simulation game than an exercise in tactics and strategy and planning. So I'll just go with whatever's thematic as well sometimes. So don't mind me if I do any mistake. But let's kick it off and let's go with the first event of the game. So again, I hope I'm not going to kick the camera too often. But again, I'm going to be green, yellow. I start with 4 biomes because this is a 2-player setup. When you're playing solo, you're having these as a team with 1 catalyst of each color, each of the player colors, and 4 biomes. The parasites have a full complement of biomes just in case they start being assimilated as foreign genes or endosymbionts, so they're going to be playing there. I'm going to apologize, by the way, about the quality because my cam link does not work, so I have to do with the webcam. But I think the setup is good enough that you can follow as I narrate the turns and whatever's going on in the game. I don't think it should be too difficult to follow what I'm going to be showing. So let's kick it off with the first event of the game in the Hadean era. There we go. The bolite water delivery. Isn't that a nice way to start the game? So we are going to activate the oceanic landform, which, do not forget, roils the mutation deck. And we're going to be resolving the events as they show. We have 2 cosmic geoforming events. So there you go, boom, boom, meteorites, or whatever this is. This is the only active landform, so we're going to have hydrothermal vents and clay mound appear as refugia. Here is the mana they start with, so we have 1 yellow, 1 red, 1 blue, and 2 greens as disorganized mana for the hydrothermal vent, and we have red, yellow, 2 blues as disorganized mana for the clay mound. Okay, there's a lot of variety here, but this refuge is protected against smite. It has this little icon here. There's a very nasty event that kills mana in refugiums, and this one is protected, so it's a nice one to have on from the very start because we can easily create life here. Well, assuming the rules go our way, because you only organize mana on once, whatever the climate is. Then we have an extremophile crisis, but there's no life happening yet, so it's not going to affect us at this point. And then we have a first cycle of winter. I like to call it winter because it's simpler than saying Ice Age every time. Okay, it's Ice Age right now, so, and yellow's going to be the starting player. There we go for the water delivery. Formation of oceans. Started on Earth. It's quite amazing though. So, starting with yellow, which is this one. His entropy limit at this stage of the game is just 1, so he's just it's able to just use 1 biont at this point and assign it somewhere on an active row. So hey, why not just do it here? we might be actually a little easier to create life. Although I'm thinking that if green wants to go there and he's the progenote, it's going to be giving catalysts to yellow. Could be a good idea to have them split somehow. But for starting the game, I think this could be good to just sort of cooperate into bringing an organizing manner, and then we shall see what happens. This biome can always move away. But now it's turned off red. There's no bacteria or microorganism to attach to, so chilling, slumbering. Same for blue. We go to green, and green is just going to do the same. Actually, I have an idea. I'm going to use my yellow catalyst to cover the 6 here. So that's what yellow does. Produces an enzyme and is blocking one of the outcomes for a dice result of a 6, and I believe green should do the same. So we're going to put a biome there, and he's going to use this green catalyst to block the loss of an enzyme here. That means whatever we roll, we cannot be losing any mana, or disorganizing any mana. So we're only going to be able to move these up, which actually helps green maybe get life, being the progenote in this case. And now we go for the outer catalytic roll. So what's going to happen here? We have 2 biomes, so that's 4 dice, a total of 4 dice. That's 2 dice per biome. And okay, we get a 1, which is perfect. We can start moving things up. And I always like to organize the colors that are not here already. Let's go with red. Very good. That's what we're getting now, because we can only stimulate mana if we roll once. Good. We're going to move on to the second event, because there's nothing else to do. We don't have Darwin rolls because there's no life on Earth. So that's basically all we have. Well, look at that. We have another bolide water delivery. Okay, there we have it again. It's a bit different this time, but yeah, oceans continue to form themselves, which means we are going to activate the ocean landform again. The other ones are still inactive. We rail the mutations deck, and we have again impacts, cosmic impacts. And well, although they are 2 of them, there's only 1 refugium left. So that's the one which is going to be created. Putting green, blue, yellow here as disorganized mana. And we have another extremophyte crisis, but there's no life on Earth yet, so that's not going to affect us. And then there's another ice age. So we are at 2. Remember, we ever get 4 of those in a row, which is what happens in the last stream. It's Armageddon and the game ends, and we haven't created life, or not even a microorganism by then. That's it, that's the end of the game. And we eventually lose the game, so we don't want that to happen. So we need some warming cycle happening anytime soon. So there you go, and blue's going to be player 1. So hopefully the Earth is going to warm at some point and we can do something with it. Blue has nothing to attach to, so it's not going to even try. It's time for green. Green could always move this biome to another spot on the active row. Not being able to add more biomes because entropy level 1 at this point, so I think it's good to just leave it there. Same for yellow and red. Basically these 2, unless there is life happening here, they're not going to be able to do anything, so let them sleep and we'll call them when it's time to wake up. Autocatalytic roll. We have 2 bions, that's 2 dice. And a red chromosome. No, well, not yet. It's red mana. Well, we rolled a 1, luckily, because right now, note that if this was an uncontested refugia. By the way, I'm going to say refugia, refugium. I don't know which is correct. Probably one's the plural of the other. I'm going to say that without thinking whether it's refugia, refugium. So, won't waste time looking it up into the rules. But basically, if this was uncontested, if this place here was uncontested, that means there's only 1 biont of a player here. They have the ability to re-roll one of the dice, okay? Which I'll probably do at this point, but it's a contested refugia for all gameplay purposes, so that means I can only do with this one, which, let's just move up blue, because why not? And that's all for the autocatalytic rule. Now we could create life at this point with Deuce, but it's nice to organize as much mana as you can. Okay, very good. Well, there's nothing else to do, really, but going on to the next event. So let's kick it. Last event of the Hadean era. That's the Mars Paleo Ocean, and that's more ocean formation in because of cosmic events. And it's quite funny because it's never happened to me that there's only ocean events throughout the Hadean era, but that's what's happening in this game. So we've only been dealing with ocean landforms, and now cosmic landform also activates. So this one becomes active, which means we roil this mutation deck, and we roil this mutation deck. Now we'll have 2 geoforming cosmic impacts, so this is coming from above. The first active low is this one here, and there's 2 of them. That means interplanetary dust is going to be formed. Mars Paleo Ocean is going to be formed, which is exactly what the event refers to, right? Now I'm getting a bit worried because another ice cycle, and I might as well just reset the game, start all over again. Because there's going to be Armageddon. So, well, here's the organized mana. And now we have a 3rd Ice Age in a row. This could end up in a Snowball Earth. Just warning. Bear with me and pray there isn't Armageddon so we can play this nice game a bit longer. Good. That's all for the event then. Cheers, fantastic. So let's see. Thank you very much. Thanks for following, guys. So let's kick it with what are we going to do? We have 2 active landforms, one up here, the cosmic one, and the ocean one. I think I still want to create some life here, organize more mana here. So I don't think I want to be moving bions around. Anyway, so the starting player would be, this round would be red, so nothing. That's the turn of green. Does he want to move around? Well, in order to create lots of catalysts, that refugium is perfect. at this point, probably just nice to just try to create life here. Just stay there. Yeah, try to organize, man, and have our first bacteria in the game. So let's just go for the autocatalytic role, because yellow is going to contribute to that happening. And we have 2 bions, which is 4 dice, and then we have a couple more dice. We do get a 1, so we do get to organize something, and then we have a couple of deuces. Let's see. Let's see. I'm gonna organize yellow because I like yellows for rolling dice. Might be useful. Do we want to create life at this stage? I don't think so. I'm not gonna go through the trouble. It's gonna be Armageddon next turn. And if we do survive, let's leave it like this. Okay. Oh, that's fine. Nothing else to do, no life, no Darwin rules, no nothing, so we'll just go on to the next event, hoping it's a warming event. We are moving on to the Arcane era, by the way. Before we move on to the Arcane era, just to leave a bit of suspense, we are going to put these on hold for a couple of minutes, and I'll see you as we move on the second age of the Earth. So stay with me. Here we are again. So let me just try to refocus these on the board. I'm going to try and manipulate these so that it focuses on the board again. Okay. Yeah, to webcam, and this is pretty big, so this can just focus on everywhere on the board, so that's what we have to work with. But here comes the event. Supercontinents It's very funny because it's telling us you wanted to get some resolution on whether there's Armageddon or not. No, you're gonna have to wait a bit longer, so yeah, we do get to play this round there, but I'd really like to know if there's any resolution on Armageddon. Okay, but this is going to activate continent landform, coasts, oceans are there, because we have spent about, how much? 600, 800 million years just forming oceans. So they have to be there somehow. And we have 2 geoforming events. These come from below. So first active row, eutectic brine, 2 red, yellow and blue mana cubes. These are 2 blues. It's not easy to pick stuff from the soup sometimes. Very good. That's interesting. Then we would have our UV events, and UV events, what they do is they limit that number that you see there, which is 3. They limit the amounts of mutations your microorganism may hold, or organs your macroorganism may have, to the number stated, which is 3 in this case. So if you had 4 or more mutations, 4 or more organs, you would have to atrophy yourself until you have a maximum of 3, unless you're UV protected, which can happen. But I believe it only happens with macroorganisms. I can't remember bacteria being UV protected. Yeah, there's an event in the game when the ozone layer is created. You have just enough atmosphere coating on the Earth to prevent the solar radiation from affecting life on Earth in a negative way. So that's also something that can trigger abnormality that comes quite later in the game, during the Proterozoic era. But that's the event so far. And we still don't know if we have Armageddon next time. That's the thing. But okay, we're gonna play it as we didn't know. Yeah, this is fairly tense at this point. Is this ending or not? All right. We have 3 rows, and we could move biomes around. And the first player is green, but I believe at this point I just want to create life and be done with it. So I'm not gonna move my biome around, and neither is yellow, red, and blue. Still sleeping. Yeah, these yellow and blue, they remind me a bit like these like in the Cthulhu meters in when you play games like Arkham Horror, and they're just like these old ones, and they are like in their slumber and waiting to be awakened. So it's a bit the same here with this, except these are like a million times smaller than Cthulhu or one of their spawns. Let's go for the autocatalytic roll because we are playing Genesis. We're not playing anything Lovecraft here. I'm derailing. So 7 dice for the autocatalytic roll here. We want ones, but there's none. That's all right. I know I have uses, but I don't want to create life at this point. I just want these green up. Yeah, because these green chromosomes are very important for oxygen spikes later on. I'd like to have these. At least 2 yellow chromosomes and genes. I'm able to re-roll dice when blue to block an error, and then off green to have the entropy limit expanded for both, and at the same time be protected against oxygen spikes, because they will happen. Okay, so we go for the second Arcane era event. And I'm partly very happy to see that. A bit less because it's, you will see now. And why I'm picking 2 of them. I hope it is visible. Let me readjust this a bit. Yes. Okay. We have an aftershock, and an aftershock means you draw the first event, you draw the second event. After that, if it's an aftershock, you keep just drawing events, and then you combine everything together, and you resolve the whole thing together. But the first thing that happens here is that this landform is, by the way, I think I forgot to rail this deck before. I think. So I'm just going to do it. I'm not quite sure. Not that it matters much now, because I still don't have any life, so it's not like I have my eyes on any particular mutation. But okay, and if I did already, well, sorry, but it's just that I just remember this. So this one's going to be active, inactive, active, and this one's going to go inactive. So now we do rail this next here. When I managed to pick up the card. Okay, so I have to check a bit because I see two symbols when it comes to weather. I would like to get yeah. The resolution order for this okay, so that's from left to right, and that's extremely important because we're going to be able to avoid Armageddon this way. Because although we are summing the icons that are the same type from left to right again, we do resolve individual events from left to right. So I think we're going to be able to go on a bit longer in this game by just doing that. So in principle, we have two extremophile crises. They're not applicable because we still don't have any life. We would have a UV radiation event limiting the harsh limit is 1 organ or mutation. That does not apply. Then we have an impact from below, creating a radioactive beach. Good. 2 greens and 2 yellow manas. And then from above, which is going to uncover the last cosmic landfall, the future. 2 reds, 1 blue, 1 green. Good. And then we'll have a warming event, which just saves us from Armageddon, and then we'll have a winter event, an ice age. All right. Aftershocks can be really scary. Really, really scary, especially if playing with microorganisms, because they can be terribly harming. But we are back to 1 ice age, which is good. Somewhere in the Arcane era, the world becomes a water world, and this whole row is blocked, and Armageddon's are a bit quicker to get if it's as of 3 warming cycles, then you are basically greenhouse. Yes, nothing to do with the game ends as well, so with just 3 warming icons. But I'm ahead of myself, so let's just play with what we have at hand. I think green starts and he still just wants to create life there, so nothing, just going to help green. Nothing on that side, so let's go for the auto-catalytic roll. Although this is an inactive row, you have to roll where you have BIOS. So it's not like this is like not active because this is not an active landfall. Not at all, you still roll for them. And normally the Proterozoic rolls, okay? So you resolve from left to right, from top to bottom, but the Proterozoic has to do all the rolls here. We want ones, and we have them. Oh, brilliant. Okay. That's exactly what I was looking for, waiting for. Okay, and we have 2 deuces. So we're going to be able to organize and stimulate this mana here. That's it. That's very good. We have everything we could do here. Perfect. And then we have deuces. That means we can create life. And now, green being the Proterozoic, he's going to take protein Y because there's more green here than yellow. And in case there's a tie, you look here and you see who's leftmost. And then that color is the color of the protein. And the protein gets, take this into his tableau. So green gets this into its tableau. Biomes and chromosomes and all. Now these are chromosomes. This goes back to the soup. And we have an acetate cobalt reduction. I think CO is cobalt, I think. And we have a chemolithotroph marine bacteria. Marine bacteria. Brilliant. I love marine bacteria. That's what they do. They are in the sea and they swim. They try to evolve, I hope. We shall see this with Darwin rules right now. So this is done. For the purpose of keeping this a bit tidy, I'm just going to move everything this way. Very good. Now we have one bacteria. We don't have any more refugia where we can have autocatalytic roles, so that's the end of it. We are going to have Darwin roles now. So we go on to the third phase of this turn, which is rolling for life. And we do have a lot of dice here. We are with 2 biomes, and we have 5 chromosomes. So that's 5. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 chromosomes. So that's a total of 9 dice. Okay. Let's see what happens. Okay, and remember, I don't even have catalyst at this point, so it's not like I can mutate right now. I like the results though, or do I? So let's organize these by results. So we have 1s, we have 2s, we have 3s, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. Well, this is going to be interesting. So the 1 provides us with a green catalyst. For each red cube you have, each one is the amount of red cubes you would have. Okay, so you're just increasing your metabolic rate, and you're earning a green catalyst. I don't know why I'm taking red. It's a green catalyst. I'm talking about red chromosomes. It's a green catalyst for me because of the 1. Now for each triplet you get an extra green catalyst, and we have a triplet of 3s. That's another catalyst here. Now ideally I could reroll a couple of dice because I have 2 yellow specificity chromosomes, and each of them allows me to reroll a dice. So, and I have 2 errors here. If you see, 5s and 6s are errors. Okay, if I don't deal with them, they're gonna atrophy my organism. Do I want to reroll anything here? Because maybe just 1 more die because I have a catalyst. Is it a wise thing to do? No, I don't think that's a wise thing to do. Well, I don't know. Could end up badly for me. So why am I thinking this? Because now I have 2 errors, and one of my heredity chromosomes blocks 1 error. So that means I have 1 blue cube. That means the 5 or the 6 goes away. So what sort of is blocked, okay? Now I have to deal with this extra error. I can block it, as I said, because we're using the crystal catastrophe, spending 1 catalyst to buy a mutation. And mutations right now are available on the active landforms and wherever these came from, which is the ocean landform. And right now with 1 green I could purchase this one here. Okay, which is good. If I reroll a dice and I get an extra error, I'm not sure there's any, I can use the catalyst to buy anything else and block it. So, a bit of a problem. So I'm not going to reroll anything. I'll use the extra one to purchase this green mutation here. And I was right because there's red behind, so I was thinking maybe there's a green one. I don't know. We have digestive enzymes. Now, in our chemoliter trough, adding another entropy. Very good. Yeah, checking quickly. Twitch, there isn't much activity going on, but yeah, it's weekend, so I understand. The weather here is not terribly good though. It's just staying all wet. Okay, so we managed to have life and we managed to mutate it in this turn during the Darwin rule, so it's not too bad. Now we're going to have the viruses, the parasites coming in and doing stuff and messing up with us. But that's it. No more life to roll for. Purchases, which is now we would go into the purchase phase. We can't purchase mutations. I'm gonna say this again and again because crystal catastrophe is not something you find in most games. We are not going to be able to purchase mutations. We have to be able to block errors with catalyst. Purchasing mutations, and then that's the only way you're going to be able to mutate and promote mutations as long as you are a microorganism in this game, in this variant. So we'll go with the next event, I guess. This tail was just so big. Okay, tropical water world. It had to happen now. But yes, that's what we get. These two rows are going to become active, which rails these decks. And then it says, place this card over continental landforms until the next aftershock. And Armageddon occurs after 3 warming cycles rather than 4. So that can make the game much shorter if we are not careful. Well, there's nothing really to be careful about. Oh, this one goes here. Yeah, and that's it. We can't work with this row at all until there's another aftershock. So we're completely blocked off here. Yeah. We have water world and we have, yeah, nowhere for organisms to thrive other than water. No possibility of creating landform based organisms. Okay. In continental landform based organisms. Very good. So let's see, now we have an entropy limit of 4 because lots of greens, and both green and yellow have bions on this organism, which has actually 4 entropy chromosomes, meaning they could assign all the bions if they wanted to during the assignment phase. And now we have blue going first, so blue is going to try and attach here, but first rolling to see which side of the parasite is going to attach, or try to attach. It's side 2, so what I do is I just flip it and I see if it can attach. Okay, this is red and yellow, so won't be able to attach here, and try to get this as a diseased cube. Now goes green. What is green going to do? Well, it'd be nice if we can create a bit more life. We are still going through an ice age, so we can only access these two rows and these 3 refugia. So this is probably the most difficult one, I would say. If I would say you do want to get catalysts for green to be able to cope with crystal catastrophe. A bad roll with a lot of errors would completely cripple us here, so we don't want that. And the only way to get a lot of catalysts is by disorganizing mana. So we have to go into a very unstable refugia, so we are able to roll, I don't know, here this 4 to 6, so half the dice are going to be disorganizing mana, providing catalysts. But I had to be the contender and not the progenitor to do that. So what I'm going to try to do is come here to this clay mound, because it has the red chromosome. So basically it comes down to variety here, why I choose this one. And I'll try to go uncontested. Over here, maybe 2 of these. And I don't care so much about this, because the thing is that there's lots of greens and yellow here, so I'm already green and yellow player. So I'd like to have a bit more variety. My life is created. Now it's yellow's turn to sign. And what I want to do is that this to be a contended refugia, but where yellow is the progenitor, so it's going to be giving catalysts for disorganizing mana to the contender. So I'm going to put 2 yellow bions here. I think this makes sense. You tell me if this does not make sense, but I think it makes sense because I want to bring catalysts here to this side. At this point, yellow is only going to be supporting whatever green's doing for now. So why is it a progenitor? Because we have 2 yellows and we have 2 greens in total. But in the tiebreaker order, we have yellow going first before green. So that means yellow is the progenitor. It's going to roll and it's going to give catalysts to green. Yeah, we're going to go this way. And then let's have yellow just come here and be here for these uncontested creatures, just to be able to gain some catalyst on his own. That's pretty much it. Or we could also go there, because green's progenitor will be giving catalysts to yellow in case bad things happen. Yeah, sure, let's do that. Let's just have contested refugia, and we won't be able to reroll, but that doesn't matter at this point, really. I'd rather have more dice than rerolling 1 out of 4. Now it's time for red to try and attach to my microorganism, because it's his turn. Which side? Side number 1, so this very side is yellow and blue, as you can see. Yellow and blue, so there's no way he's going to try and get this green here. That means, well, eventually you want to have parasites coming to you, because especially if you have red queen attacks, you can try to recover your diseased cubes, but eventually turn these into an endosymbiont, a foreign gene. Endosymbiont is for microorganisms. In a microorganism is a foreign gene, and you want these to become your allies, because once they are a foreign gene in your microorganism, or an endosymbiont in your macroorganism, they just help you. You can use them to get the mutations and organs you want to get, and help you with evolving and protecting you from events. So eventually you would like parasites at some point, as long as they don't cripple you too much. Checking the chat here. Thanks for watching, by the way. I'm going to send just a reminder. Please follow me on my Twitch channel, Tabletop Solomate. I also have a Twitter account where I post when I'm going live, and eventually I'll be uploading this to YouTube after I'm done with the stream, with a minimum of editing, I hope. And so you'll be able also to watch the stream online. And then for a couple of weeks, this is going to be still on my channel, so just feel free to rewatch and enjoy this game of Genesis, which is, again, the first game in the BIOS Earth campaign. I'm planning to go all the way from, hopefully these bacteria will survive, or whatever macroorganism I have at the end of the game will evolve into a spacefaring civilization. So all the way through Megafauna, BIOS Origins, and a High Frontier for all. So it's quite the endeavor, but I guess we'll get there. We go with the next event because we are done with the Darwin rules. There's no purchase phase because we are still in the microorganism phase for all players. So we go with the next Arcane era event. I get very nervous now with these ice ages, really. They really make me very nervous. For some reason, I don't know. Oh, wait. Wait, I have to backtrack here a bit. Okay. I'm sorry. I haven't rolled anything here yet. We are not remotely done with anything. Okay. So we have to roll 4 agotocatalytic. Well, actually, we have to take the whole turn. So we were just planning the assignment phase. We said, yeah, red cannot go anywhere because we can't grab this as a disease cube. We started explaining a bit the scope of this campaign. I got lost in the process. So we have 6 dice here to roll for this refugia. That doesn't count. Okay. Well, we're not able to stimulate or stabilize any mana. We could take life though, but I don't think so, because we have a lot of results which are going to affect how this works. So we have 3 actual results that are going to bring stuff down, which is, for starters, we can just remove green, which gives green compensation of a catalyst. Then we still have to remove with the 5s 2 yellows, which are going to give this time yellow some catalysts. And that's about it. Then we have the same, we have 6 over here. Again, green is the protein node, so it's going to be giving catalysts to yellow. That's a bit more interesting because we have a 2, so that's going to promote something. Then we have at least 3 results that is going to disorganize mana, eventually move BIOS down. So with these 2, let's say we move up blue. Then with these 4, let's say we move down blue, which gives yellow a blue catalyst. Then I will be moving green, blue. Always easy to pick up these domes. I get compensated for that, and I still have 5 or 6. Well, that's the same effect anyway, so normally it's in order. Yeah, I believe, since I'm the one who has live right now. Oh boy, it's not difficult. I'll pick this green here. So I'm able to get compensation here, the catalyst. Okay, that's dealt with. Okay. Now that the autocatalytic roles are done, we're going to go to the Darwin roles here. So for these bacteria, for each biont, that's 2 dice, so that's a total of 4 dice, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 additional die. 6 additional dice for a total of 10 dice for this Darwin roll here. It's looking good. Twos, threes, 5, and 6. 2 errors. What do I have access to? Yeah. I would like to reroll something, because I'm confident if I get this mutation. That's blue. And blue costs me 2. So there's a trade here. So you can always spend 2 catalysts of the same color and say this is 1 catalyst of a different color. So you can always do that, unless you have the nucleus ability, which normally allows you, I think it's the nucleus ability, could be wrong, but which allows you to have catalysts, each catalyst be any color you want. So, or I could mutate this one to the other side, but I think I'd rather mutate a bit more right now. And this one has also a plus organ, which is blue, so for this one I would have to spend 2 catalysts. But using an extra error, I could just turn it into green. That's really appealing. And at this point, I'm really wondering if I shouldn't just reroll 2 dice so that I can... Because right now this is just 1 error which is blocked, and I need at least 2 more errors to get to this plan, to getting this one promoting, and then eventually doing the same here. Because these are already going to give me catalysts. So why not? Let's reroll here these 2 threes. Okay, no, it doesn't work, but it gives us enough catalyst for later. So we have a 1 and we have a red one, so that means 1 green catalyst. We have 2 triplets, that means 2 more green catalysts. Wait, not correct. Because the maximum I can hold is 6 of any color, so that's actually only 1 of the triplets is contributing. So right now I have 6 catalysts, and that's how much I'm able to hold. So, and 1 error is blocked. And now with all the excess errors, which is only 1, I'm able to promote something. And I think, in all honesty, I should be getting that one because it has a green. And it's easy to get greens with this one, so I think I'm just going to spend 2 of those for these blue. Oh yeah, but blue again, it's going to block more errors. I'm confused. Hmm. going to be very hard to mutate otherwise, yeah. Unless it's stolen by a parasite later on. Which is also an option. I want a lot of chromosomes, so I'll just go for this one. Also because it has red queen attacks. So it's okay. It's a hereditary chromosome, so it's likely to block even more errors, and I do need errors to mutate somehow. So basically what I'm doing here is I'm hoping on a, not really bad, but a bad roll later on, Darwin roll, so I can mutate, assuming I have enough catalyst to block all that, so just do that. Okay, just do that. Very good. We're done with Darwin rolls. No, I'm sure I'm done with Darwin rolls, so no more mistakes here. No more skipping phases and turns and whole entire event phases. No, okay. Good. Then we go on to the next event. There's no purchase phase anyway, so. And now the next event is indeed Huronian Snowball. So this is going to deactivate these two landforms. This one's still nothing. It's going to activate the cosmic one here, which is going to ruin this one. We are going to have a couple of geoforming events, but there's nothing happening because all our cosmic refusions are already out, so these two geoforming events is not going to happen. We would have an oxygen spike, which affects life forms, but this one's protected. It has like 3 entropy chromosomes, so for each entropy chromosome I can block 1 oxygen spike, so I'm good there. And then we have a second ice age coming our way. Yeah. And yellow goes first. Yellow. Well, suddenly I could send people here. I mean bionts, because it's got a biont and a marine organism, so eventually it could spread into the ocean landform. Although the ocean landform is not Canate, I forgot now. Just checking that I'm allowed to do that. Yeah, basically the rules say the home row of a parasite, a foreign gene or in the symbiont is the same as its host. And this one's hosted here, so you either go into an active row or a home row. So that means I could eventually send yellow over there again and green over there again, which is something I'd really like to do. But when I think of it, isn't the deep hot biosphere a nice place to go? Except you have to pay a catalyst to go there. But it does seem like a nice place to go. And, yeah, wondering. You have to pay a catalyst there. But it's smite protected. And in case that one becomes inactive, I still have because the only way to access that row right now, it's active right now. So I may want to. You know what? Let's just do it. Let's just do it. We'll assign one here. For this we have to pay a catalyst. It's going to be yellow. Now the other catalyst I'm going to pay is going to be blue. I'm going to make it an enzyme, so to cover 5 result here. At least the 5, because the 6s, they're really far away, so we need 3 more catalysts as enzymes here. 4 more actually before you can cover this 6. I'm not going to go all in here, no. And the other yellow is going to go to the home row, which is, we said, it's here, so let's just do it here. Okay, red's going to try to attach over here with one of the sides. Side 2. Look at that. We have a parasite. And it's taking our green cube as a diseased cube. That works fine for me. I have 2 red queen attacks. I mean, assuming I play these and these, and it doesn't die in the process during the Darwin rules, it's going to roll before I do anything here. Okay. Blue, if it could steal more cubes than him, it would. I mean, let's just roll for the side. It stays here, and now if it could steal a yellow and a red, it would substitute this parasite here. Okay, has to have this capacity, getting more diseased cubes, strictly more diseased cubes than the parasite that is already there. Okay, could also do this though. This can also attach it, by the way, as a hyperparasite. It just go and remove my cube here. Okay. So blue cannot attach because it can't strictly steal more disease cubes than red has, and now it would be green's turn. It's just going to. I think it's not bad that I go there and have a biond here, just in case. But I have to pay a catalyst to do that, and that's my home row, so I could assign another one here, being the progenote and all. Another one here, so I give him catalyst and yellow gives me catalysts here, I think. Oh no. Not true. There's only one yellow here. I would be giving catalysts to yellow. Yellow's the progenote here. What am I talking about? No. Green has priority, so green's the progenote here. If I put green here, it's the progenote here. So why not? Intriguing. Maybe green, if it could get another bacteria with Darwin rules, that would help. That would sort of help getting catalysts, wouldn't it? So I'd like to put one there, but then I have to use another catalyst, and I'm not really ready to do that. Oh yes. I'm not ready to do that. I think I'll just go here. See what happens. Okay. That's all for now. Autocatalytic rolls. So we go there. We go into our interplanetary dust and we roll a couple of dice, and hopefully we get anything from 1 to 4. Yeah, only 1. 5 does nothing. Well, the 5 is going to do something. I'm going to move with a 1. Yellow mana, and with a 5 I'm gonna remove yellow mana in order to get yellow mana here. Done. We go there. We have 2 bions, 4 dice. All the dice are running around. Okay, well we have 2s, 3s and 4s. I'm not rolling that bad actually. And we don't have any 6, which is quite convenient. So with these 2 I'm able to organize some mana. I'm gonna take colors we don't already have. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave this here to remember. We're gonna organize blue and look, I'll put this one here because it's not terribly visible otherwise. Maybe here. Well, I don't know, just believe me, they're red and blue. No, because of the camera, it's not great. 3, 4, do nothing. So that's out of the way. We roll here a couple of dice for the clay mound. Clay mound does absolutely nothing except bring this one out, compensating yellow with a yellow catalyst. And then we have 4 dice over here. Okay, so we have 2 2s, which is nice. Then we have nice. This is nice. Let's give a bit of variety to yellow. So we're going to bring up these 2 here. And with these 2 we have to bring down this. So that means green, the blue, to the contender, this refugium, which is yellow. Let's go for the catalytic rules. Well, again, if you're watching, thanks for your support. I'm just doing this for the fun, and I appreciate if this is any helpful to you to understand how this game works and to get into it maybe with a bit more insight. I think, yeah, Genesis is a fantastic game. The storytelling capacity this game has is incredible. Is an absolute delight to run through the first eras of the Earth as it forms and life tries to attach to something, and it's very exciting, it's very interesting, and whether you get a good result or not when you play this game, the unfolding narrative that it has, just enough to get me back to it once and once again. And now I'm sharing it with you, so thanks for being there. And I'll just get on with the Darwin rules. yeah, I'm just making time because Darwin rules can be also a bit scary, but I have to face them at some point. So we start with yellow. There's no Darwin rules for yellow. We go with red. It's got a parasite here with a biont and a chromosome. Okay, there's an error. These results yield nothing. So with this error has to be blocked here. Normally it would try to buy a mutation if it can. And I do think it can. And it could buy a mutation from either the cosmic landform or the ocean landform, because that's the home row and that one's the active row. And at this point I don't have red or blue, which means it's going to take one of these and it's going to get one of these 2. So we have to roll 2. Okay. So these are 4-sided dice. So 1, 2, 3, 4. But let's say this is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. So it's going to get this one. So it gets two of these because it uses my own catalysts, the host's catalysts, to buy the, and these two green are like one red, and he gets these red mutation, which has protection against 2 extremophile crises. Yeah, that gives it a red cube. Okay, so now our parasite is mutating now. So it has been able to successfully block the error. Now red's done, blue does not have anything on the board. Now green for this hole. That's again, I believe that's a few dice. That's 4 for the bions, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 undiseased. So healthy chromosomes. There we go. Maybe I have more errors than I'd like to have. I don't know. Let's see. It's not that bad actually. So we have a 1 which yields a green catalyst. Be aware that during the assignment phase I can always add catalysts of any color to the organism. They become like vitamins, and during rolls you can just expend them. They're not chromosomes, they're just like vitamins, and you can just expend these catalysts that you put here to block resolves or get re-rolls or whatever you need. Okay, but you have to spend them, so it's not like a permanent thing. It's a one-time use. You can still do that. I rarely do that in all the games I've played. I know there's this option. In competitive play, if you have a very weak bacteria and you have plenty of catalysts, maybe that's something you could consider doing. But here it's a bit more difficult. So this one gives a green. We have a triplet here, which provides us with another green. We have another triplet here, which is the 6s, which provides us with another green. Well, wait, I could re-roll some stuff, but I'm not going to. So no, I'm not going to because I have already 2 errors to take care of. And I like to leave it that way. Because heredity, I have 2 heredity chromosomes blocking 2 errors, because I still don't have DNA. DNA basically creates errors only on 6s. I have 2 errors to deal with. So all these dice are already dealt with. Now what am I going to do? I could promote. And I think there's something I'm going to do. I'm just going to promote this one. So I'm going to take 1 and promote this one here. And now I have DNA, which is nice. Just give me a red cube. The other one's still diseased, so there's not much I can do about that. So metabolism chromosomes are important because these are likely to give me more catalysts later on. So, did I pay the catalyst now? I don't know. I think I did. I'm unable to backtrack during live play, so fortunately, well, if I didn't pay the catalyst, yeah, I'm sorry. So we have a lysosome digester, and I have another one to take care of, and I'm thinking I could also promote this one because it's green and green, but I would also like to get, No, promoting is nice because it also allows me to have more chromosomes with the minimum amount of mutations. Something I'd like to do in case there's a UV event, in case you have to lose some mutation, you're not losing 3 mutations and 3 cubes of secret. Yeah, well, I'd rather not lose cubes and lose mutations. So just do this one and use this 6 to promote this one. And I have nucleus ability now, which is absolutely amazing. I like that. I like that because now my catalysts are any color. And this is very, very good. They'll come in handy for the red queen attacks. And I get a green cube then. Another entropy chromosome. And for this I have to spend a catalyst, of course. So I'm quite sure I spent a catalyst before. That's my Darwin rule here. Okay. Been quite a long 200 million years. Okay, let's kick it. So Darwin rules are done, and we go now to the purchase phase. Now we have an opportunity to do purchases because we have red queens, and this is very, very, very important. I could also purchase a microorganism at this point. Let's see what's available here. Because if I purchase a macroorganism, I may forfeit this green cube, and this will become an endosymbiont of my macroorganism, so it will be absorbed into the host. But that's also something yellow could do. So if I do it, okay, let me see. Okay, let's do it a bit differently. We have the microorganisms here. We're going to have a look at them. Yellow has a gene here, so that means it's able to do the purchase for me because yellow is first play anyway. Okay. So it could eventually perform a red queen attack, which it's going to try to recover this green. There's no red queens here, and there's one red queen here. So strict majority is able to get back this green cube. Yeah. Now red cannot do any purchase. Blue, nothing, and then it's time for me. I have one purchase because I have one buy-up here. And that purchase could be for either absorbing these into my system with another red queen attack. And for this I would have to pay any of the catalysts I have here, or I can purchase a macroorganism directly. That's where I want to have a look, see what's here. So in order to purchase them, I need as many healthy chromosomes as the amount here. And I would like to have a few in excess so that I'm able to have organs from the very start. Because as soon as I have a macroorganism, the game, all these Arcane events which are left, they're gone from the game. We're going to go into the Proterozoic era directly. Okay, so we have to assume the Earth has enough oxygen for macroorganisms to evolve and thrive. And it prompts the whole game into the Proterozoic. And by prompting it into the Proterozoic, other things are going to happen. We're going to have cancer rolls, we're going to have droughts, we're going to have UV events a bit more frequently until the ozone layer is eventually formed. So it can be quite harsh also for a macroorganism which is too weak to begin with, and we don't want that. And by having this one absorbed before, being an ally could help us. Yeah. So what is out of the question? This one is out of the question because it requires 3 yellow. This one's a possibility. It's the cheapest one. It's the seaweed because we have 3 green cubes and 1 blue. And we have a lot of extra organisms, but none of them can come here. Although it would be UV protected, so this is one to consider. It's not the strongest one in the game. I normally like lamp shells are quite flexible and they become snails, or is it Dickinsonia? Is also a nice one to have normally. Dickinsonia is out of the way as well because too many blue cubes. I don't have them. Or Papinian sea stars. No, anything that has more than 2 yellow cubes is going to be a no-go. I have to focus on these 3. We can't get any of these, and we might get one of these 3. Now again, I'm only considering doing this. I'm not considering I'm also looking at the abilities. Well, seaweed is yeah, it's nearly the obvious choice. But I would like a bit more challenge, now if you ask me. Now the arrow worms, they look quite nice. They do look nice there. And I would be UV protected with these symbionts. Now the flatworms, they are a bit trickier. I would be UV protected. My oxygen spikes are something a bit scary. So I'm looking at what organs I have in excess. So assuming I buy this one, I have no red organs as excess, but that's not a problem because there's no space for them. I can just spend them. I would have 3 green organs as excess, so I could cover these 2, which is good. I would have 1 blue organ in excess, which would give me the extremophile protection. Now, as far as symbionts go, and the symbionts go, one has to be the trophic level, and I would choose one that does not necessarily give me a lot of abilities. Probably be green. Green, because I would have extremophile protection here already. Loads of reds here, so that's an option. And red would come here, giving me an extra extremophile protection. Sorry, extremophile protection. But also UV protection, which is extremely important. So I think flatworms are, right now, flatworms are really, really, really attractive. And because I can make use of the excess red, green cubes, I would be able to do landfall. This one's not bad, seaweed either, but I think flatworms are a bit more complex. I like it. The problem with flatworms, they have no red queen attack. That's the thing. I'd like to absorb blue at some point. Okay, it doesn't matter, does it? Because if it becomes a macro... interesting. You know what? Sure, why easy when you can just... Let's just go ahead with this. I'm gonna buy flatworms, so I need to pay 2 yellow, 2 reds. So I put it here. 2 reds, 1 yellow cube, 1 blue, and 1 green. And I have to be a catalyst for this, so I'm gonna get green, for instance. And this goes back to the soup. Now this one is going to be absorbed into my macroorganism. And these are all the excess organs I'm going to try to put. These 2 mutations, which are promoted mutations, go onto the unpromoted mutation back to the home row of the organism, which is the ocean, at the bottom of the deck. This one is lost to the soup. This one goes back to where it belongs. And this one also goes back to the soup. Sorry, to the mutation deck of the home row. And now we have flatworms here. Okay. Now flatworms, they are going to give us, I'm going to put the red one here to be protected against UV. Have extra green organs over here. This one goes back to the soup. It's an excess. We have to put something as a trophic level. I'm going to put green because I need the other one for cancer rolls. I'd like to believe I'm going to need some protection from the cancer rolls, which means I only get errors and 6Cs. And the blue one's going to come here. Okay, so we have flatworms. Very good, so we have our first plant level. We have our first plant level microorganism. Okay? Now, unfortunately for us, or fortunately, I don't know, these Arcane era events are out of the game. And we are prompted into the Proterozoic era. And now for the sake of cleanliness, I'm just going to remove the whole deck. We're going to a full new era of Earth's life. So I'd like to do a recap here very quickly, because we are done with the purchase phase, and I'd like to just make a tiny break, and I'll be back in about 5 minutes. So just stay tuned, and we're going to go on to the second half of the game. We've played actually a bit less than 10 events now. We've played about, I think we've had, accounting for the aftershock, 10 minus 4, 6 events, 6 rounds of the game so far. And we have up to 10 more to go, because there's 10 Proterozoic events. So up to 10. That's the maximum we're going to have, because there might be aftershocks, they may be, I don't know, Armageddon. And we are in our second ice age. Hopefully things will start to melt and we're able to do something with it. And we are into the Proterozoic now. We have a macroorganism, and due to the fact that we purchased and managed to evolve our chemolithotroph into a flatworm, which is right now, which is sort of a plant, it's a trophic level plant. It's prompted the whole game into the Proterozoic, which is, there's enough oxygen for macros to be able to thrive on Earth. And the state of the game right now is we have 2 refugia which have bions in them, which is the interplanetary dust created refugia and the deep hot biosphere. And down here we still have a tropical water world, so that's going to stay there until we have an aftermath, probably an aftershock. And with an aftershock, this row will be, probably, we can play with it again, but until then this is completely blocked. We have 2 parasites which are currently inactive. One of them has just been absorbed as an endosymbiont with this macro. That means it's sort of an ally now, so it can perform purchases for this macroorganism. Purchases meaning organs. We have this macroorganism, these flatworms here, 4 player green, so this is all player green, this side of the table, and we have yellow player, which at this point has been more of a support and doesn't have life of its own. But who knows, maybe in the future. For us, the purpose of the game, so you only win the game if there's no points counting here or anything, as that's the solo game. You manage to win if at the end of the game, whether last event is played or Armageddon happens, you have buy-ins of the 2 colors, 2 player colors, which is green and yellow, in one single, well, I'm not sure if it's single, but in macroorganisms. And if you want to make it a bit more complex, it has to be a terrestrial macroorganism. So you do want that. And, well, what's my perspective on the strategy here? Knowing that I have a macroorganism here, I could easily, in a couple of purchases, make it a terrestrial macroorganism, because there's enough purchases that can be made to make a landfall. I just need 2 yellow organs, and well, yeah, I don't have yellow organs, but I mean, I can probably get catalysts later on. The main issue is that when this flips onto a terrestrial macroorganism, all the organs that were there, they're going to just be removed. And what's the most complicated thing is that if this happens at the very end of a purchase phase, because on the last player purchase and have a terrestrial macroorganism with no organs at all, and the next event has drought in it, my terrestrial macroorganism is going to be atrophied in one way or another. It's going to lose bions, more possibly. So you don't want to go terrestrial or make landfall unless you have the ability to go. There's a chance that you go as I mean, you've been in the first player somewhere. You have a round for everybody to make purchases for you, so everybody has to sort of be your ally. Make purchases for you once you go terrestrial. So you want to be first, and then purchase, and then you have 3 organs, and you can deal with that. I don't know if I'm making myself clear, but I think for those who already know the game pretty well, that makes sense. For those who don't and are just here for the fun, you don't want to go terrestrial without any organs before you trigger the next event, because organs are going to protect you from bad things happening, like UV, eventually cancer rules, and most importantly, droughts. Droughts are terribly, terribly dangerous for terrestrial macroorganisms. So, thanks for following again, and let's kick it off with the first event of the Proterozoic. Here is the cryogenian Snowball. Okay. No active landforms, so they're all flipped to their inactive. No mutation roiling. I hope I haven't forgotten, but it can happen. This is the easiest, most trickiest part of the game is to remember to roil the decks when you activate landforms. You have to put the top mutation on the bottom of the deck every time a landform is activated. And it's very common to forget this. Even veteran players, even if you play this 1,000 times, you'll probably forget it once in a while. So, because I'm streaming, I may forget stuff because I'm here speaking. So, yeah, apologies if I've forgotten to roil these decks at some point, but it can happen. I'll try not to forget. But this cryogenian Snowball, what it does a drought. Okay, it's an oxygen event, and right now we don't have terrestrial macroorganisms, so this is not going to affect us for now. But we do have 2 oxygen spikes, because oxygen is like now all over Earth. Yeah, not only on the continent but also the atmosphere. So I'm protected because I have 1, 2, 3, and 4 green things here between the chromosomes, organs, and trophic bions. I can take 2 oxygen spikes. I don't mind. And then we go on to a 3rd ice age. That means if there's an ice age later on, the game ends. It's Armageddon, and we'll have to deal with whatever happens. That will be our macroorganism, and that's what we will play with for the next session. Cryogenian Snowball. So for the flavor, it says increased silicate weathering after the breakup of Rodinia due to greenhouse gases, freezing much of the Earth and its hydrologic cycle, and that's why the cold temperatures. I won't go into the details of the science here. Yeah, sorry, I love this stuff, but I'm not that savvy. Okay. The first player is green, so green, he's going to be able to assign bions eventually, but not really, unless it's over here, because this row is inactive. So, and this is the home row. But what's the point, right? Might as just stay there. Yeah. As far as yellow is concerned, it's got a lot of catalysts, and I think it would be very nice to give catalysts to green. Let's do that. Let's come here, because that's a home row, so that's the only way I can access. It's going to become the progenode. I like to put it there. Progenode because 3 yellows, 2 greens. It's going to be able to give catalysts here. The green player, play a green. Checking the microphone is on. I've been speaking all this time. The micro is off. That'd be dreadful. Okay. Red's my ally, so there's no way it's going to attach itself here. No, it can only do purchases and help me out. But blue might as well just steal a few organs from me, if it can. Not this side though, the other side probably. And it goes to the other side, so I think it's going to be able to steal at least 1 green organ from me. It's going to be blue for you guys. And girls, of course, if you're watching. It's a general turn. But I'll put 1 green. Here's a diseased organ. Okay, no cancer rolls, so no more chances of me getting catalysts here by rolling dice, except for the autocatalytic roll. So we're going to move on to there. Blue has attached itself, so there's nothing else to do. We go on to the autocatalytic rolls, and we start with that again. The rows are inactive, that doesn't matter. You still have to do the rolls wherever you have buy-ins. If there's no buy-ins, you don't do any roll, just leave. Okay, so 2 over there. It's 2 3s, and we are in the cold, so that means we can move up 2 things. We also need to move them down, so we're going to be basically moving up to, let's say, yellows, because yellows. And then each 3 brings down 1 mana. And that's 2 yellow catalysts for me. Good. Go to the next refugia, which has 2 buy-ins, which are 2 dice, 4 in total, and 2 chromosomes. I keep saying chromosomes. I like to stick to the terminology, though. I think that's the fascinating thing about this game. You can just, describe whatever you're doing into the game with these science terms, and it looks like you're an extremely intelligent person, or you're very much into this theme. You might not as well be. It's just like gaming terms. Okay, cubes. It's mana, really, in the refugia. So we're rolling the 6 dice. That gives a 1, a 2, 2 4s, 5, and 6. Okay, we do have a 6 though. It's probably, and it's a contested refugia, so I can't even reroll this guy. 1s and 2s are good though, so we can move up the green, the red. Let's just keep it in order. And then we have 2 4s, they don't do anything. We have 5, it doesn't do anything. We do have the 6 though, and the 6 has to bring down something. Yeah, the 6 has to bring down something. Right now, I would like to. Things I don't have red queen attacks here. Oh, by the way, but I'm. Give me a second. I'll take blue. Take blue down. This gives me a blue catalyst. Gives me or gives yellow? Gives yellow a blue catalyst if I do that. Okay, let's give him a blue catalyst. I forgot. Green's the protein here. Okay. So by the way, diseased cubes, in the case of making landfall, terrestrial macroorganism, they count. Okay, from bacteria to marine, they don't. From marine to terrestrial, they do count to see if you filled in all your organs. So that's very, very, very important. I'm going to lose them. This goes, and this will become an endosymbiont, but they do count. That's all for this one, and we have 1, 2, 3 again, 6 dice over here. It's a disastrous roll though. Nothing goes up and everything goes down. I cannot re-roll even. Okay, well we have, I don't know, we have like all these results. The 6 here also removes this catalyst, this enzyme, so it goes back to the soup. Yeah, I almost forgot that. And thanks for telling myself, thanks for reminding. So yeah, there's all the 5s and 6s there. There's too many, so these 3 have to go away. So that's a green for green, and that's 2 yellows for yellow. It's compensation. All these go away. All right. So that result, nothing. Okay. Okay, we go on to the Darwin rolls here. Darwin rolls for, so who was player 1? Green. Green goes first, but no Darwin because he's got a microorganism, so nothing doesn't apply. No. Nothing for here, nothing for here. 1 for blue. Blue has a variant and a chromosome. Okay, it's not bad, but that gives me 2 blue chromosomes, catalysts. Each one that you roll for the parasite gives. Due to the parasite's metabolism, still gives to the host chromosomes. Catalysts. Again, catalyst gives catalysts in the color of the parasite. That's actually very good because I have more catalysts now to work with. I was afraid I wouldn't have. Okay, we've gone to the purchase phase, green being first. It's got no red queen attack, which is sort of annoying, but we are getting like 3 phases we can purchase stuff. As we said, it's going to be a bit dangerous if we don't have drought protection. But shall we risk it? I mean, could be Armageddon next turn if we have another ice age, and I would regret if my organism wasn't terrestrial. I would deeply regret it. So you know what? I can do enough purchases to make landfall, really. Can purchase here. So it's my turn because I'm greedy, because I'm first player actually. I can just make landfall this turn and have full complement of BIOS here. Let's do that. Let's buy ourselves, and I'm sorry, but that's biology. Just think about that. Let's buy ourselves an anus. We have to defecate somehow. I mean, yeah, otherwise the poor thing's going to explode. Let's buy ourselves an anus. It's important. It's really important. There's no way for a body to get rid of residues. It's extremely harming. So, yeah. So you do need these things in any organism that has some sort of digestive system. There has to be a way to get rid of residues somehow. Everything that's not being digested. Apologies. So now it's 10 for yellow, and yellow has 1 purchase as well, so might as well purchase blood pigment. So now blood, instead of being the color it was before, it's a new color. Yeah, just imagine. And I think red can also purchase, and it's going to purchase now a heart, because hearts are important. Since you have blood now, you need to pump it somehow. And a heart is of great help. So now with all the organs, there is landfall. I could have done it without doing the purchase, actually. Yeah. I'm I didn't need to purchase these actually, the anus. No, I'm not going to. So I'm going to, okay, let's backtrack a bit. Let's backtrack a bit because I've realized it's good to have an organ after I do landfall. Instead of buying the anus, I'll use the yellow to buy the block pigment. It uses the other yellow to buy the heart. And now I make landfall because this is a diseased organ, but it's still an organ, so this is sort of it's a diseased anus, but it's diseased. I'm sorry for, yeah, you can make plenty of bad jokes here, but that's basically the diseased organ, and it still counts for making landfall. I think I'm going to verify that. Give me a second. Yeah, so it says H5E in the rules. They say if your marine macroorganism has a parasite, you must count its diseased cubes as organs. When seeing if all your organs launch a fin off to go to the terrestrial side. Okay, so that's important. So that means this one here is actually as if it were here, which means right now this becomes a terrestrial macroorganism. So everything is discarded, there's no excess or anything here, all the organs just go away, so they go back to the soup. We flip this one here. We've got now earthworms. Amazing little creatures. Now blue is coming here, and this is extremely critical. I will say why. Because now I still get 2 more purchases before we go on to the next event. And that's almost nearly perfect that it was player 1 right now, because I have a whole round of purchases to get organs. Blue can come here. My green still trophic level plants. Yellow. Red. And we have earthworms. Now we do have red queen attacks, but we don't need them anymore because red's our friend, or blue is our friend now, so you want parasites to be your friends, otherwise you're lonely. And now we can, so red can do a purchase because that was yellow's purchase. So my purchase was a yellow organ, another yellow organ, add 2 yellow catalysts here. Making landfall, and then it's going to purchase. Well, it's extremely important to fight drought, so I think absolutely necessary to get, yeah, 1 yellow organ. We'll purchase ourselves guarded spiracles. Well, let's get this one first. Then blue can also make a purchase because it has an endosymbionte here. We don't really need blues for this organism, so let's just grab and say these 2 blues are 1 red. These are 1 red, which gives us a brain. Okay, so we are protected from drought because drought is extremely dangerous. And last time I almost died on the spot after going Terrestrial. I was down to my 2 initial buy-ins and nothing else on that macroorganism because of drought it was terrible, and it was an aftershock. So like, I think there were like 2 droughts or something. It was horrible. Okay. Good. So after the purchase phase, I need to create life again, otherwise it gets a bit boring. We go on to the Proterozoic second event. Let's see. I like this one. Okay. Gaia ozone layer. Okay, so the Earth's ozone layer is being formed, and it just took about nothing, about 400 million years into the Proterozoic to have the ozone layer being formed in this game, of course. So that means life is thriving. Everything is. This is amazing. Everything's just going active. It's party on Earth. Well, not where Waterworld's being filmed. No. So that means we roll this deck. Let's not forget. I've probably forgotten more than once. I've seen other videos and not the only one, so I feel safe. No excuse there. There's an oxygen spike which affects, well, I have 4, so not me. Ignore UV events until the end of the game. Ah, that's amazing there. So that means that there is no more UV events. We're not going to face any more restrictions when it comes to organs and mutations, which is good. Okay, I'm going to stagger it a bit because I would like this to be visible for the rest of the game. And yellow goes first. Yellow can assign bions now everywhere. I think it's nice if yellow could have some life. Could be a couple of catalysts to come here. But the entropy is still quite high, so green has one more. But now it's red's turn, but nothing, blue nothing. They can't attach because they're my friends now. They're living in me, with me, in me. What best friendship is that two friends are living within each other. This symbiosis is what makes life thrive on Earth. Well, we have a biont here. Where shall we put it? I'd like to leave... Oh, wait. By doing that, I'm making yellow the progenode, right? Yeah, but I want him to get life at some point, so why not? I'm gonna send green here, maybe. Just send it here. And I have one there. Do I want it there? Be aware that there hasn't been a single smite event in the whole game so far. I'm really surprised because I think last game, by the time we reached Proterozoic, I had like 4 refugia out of the game already, so it's quite amazing. And then there was a point where there was absolutely nothing here except these smite protected refugia. Oh boy, I'll get that right. I think I'll just go here. Oh wait. You know what? I'll just put this 2 over here. Put this 2 over here. Put this 2 over here. Yeah. Okay. We go. So that elected rolls 2 and 2, 4. Second, checking the chat for a second. Okay. Very good. So we have a 1. 1 can organize something. 3s will not disorganize anything, which is quite good. We're going to be organizing. Can we roll something though? I'm not going to. I'm going to be organizing red or blue. Just in case there's a smite event, at least we don't lose blue. Let's organize blue. Now here we have, oh, that's a lot. So we have 4 bions. That's 8 dice because there are 2 dice per bion. Then 3. That's nearly the full complement of 12, but no, that's only 11 dice. Oh, I forgot because I forgot. I have plenty of catalysts. Let's have. Now I hope this is not cheating. No, it's not. But I haven't rolled dice anyway, so I'm just gonna be putting catalysts here. In case I roll 6s, that's bad. I'd rather have an enzyme there working for me to negate 5s and only have 6s be the dreadful results, because I'm going to roll a lot of dice here. Although, I could pull them all, right? Could pull all of them. Go the first 6. Oh, you know what? Let's just do that. Yeah, let's just do that. I mean, why not? And green should help. I think green should help. Green should help here. Get catalysts anyway. So let's just have the whole thing covered. Yeah, the full row of enzymes, so nothing happens. Nothing bad happens. And we sort of did well because there's a lot of 6s here, I see. That's terrible. We do have 1s, 2s. It's okay. Yeah, it's an afterthought, but it's in the flow of the game. I know we already rolled here, but it's not really affecting what we do. I mean, I just saw we have a lot, and there's a lot of dice, and we should have covered at least all the way to these 6 here. Okay, so that's just enough to actually create life. And the protein note is yellow now, so it's perfect. Look, we have many deuces, so we have to worry about that. So, University is going to end up with 3 bions in there. Hopefully it gets HGT to be able to move between organisms. And we just created, because of extremophile condensation, a proteinaceous subterranean bacteria. Yeah. We've got 2 yellows, 2 reds, sorry, 3 yellows. So all the bions are here. Amazing. Very. And we have the greens. Liking that yellow finally is some sort of into the game. It's been mostly support the whole time, so. Let's move green here. This is not likely to get any parasites anymore. Okay. I think we've done this rule, etc., etc. Yeah. Okay, so everything's covered. So we're going to the Darwin rules, and yellow is first, so it's going to have to rule. Wow, but the same actually. Actually, it's exactly the same. So that's, I think, 11 dice, but let's count. So that's 8 for the bions, because there's about 4 of them, and then 4. Oh, no, 4 chromosomes. Oh yeah, because we just moved 1 up. Means no, that's the whole 12 complement. Good luck. And it has no catalysts to block that result. I just put them all there. I didn't think about that, man. Oh, this could just die this round. I didn't think about that crystal catastrophe thing. Okay, well, I have 3 yellows. Eventually I could reroll something. I was so focused on creating life that I wasn't really thinking that I should keep it alive. Okay. Well, that's actually not bad. This could have been a much, much worse roll with loads of 6Cs. At most I'm going to atrophy myself a bit here. But this gives me enough catalyst to fight off. So, yeah, that's true. That one also gives a few catalysts. So we have 1, 2, 2, 2, 2. And we can re-roll 3 dice. But do I want to? Because we can mutate twice here. Be good. Because what we're getting now is, for each one we get 2 catalysts. Yellow, by the way. So that's already 4. 5 with the triplet. 5 catalysts, and we have lots of yellows. Ooh. I'm thinking. I'm gonna reroll 1 die. 1. And it's a 2. Okay, that works fine. So each one gives me 2 yellows. That's, I'm only getting yellows here. This triplet and this triplet give me 2 more yellows. So I'm at a full complement of yellow catalysts. Yeah. This heredity chromosome blocks the 5, and then I have 2 more errors to deal with, and I think I can block them. And what I'm going to do is get, with this one, I'm just going to get the mitochondria because it has the red queen attack, which gives me another yellow cube here. And with the second one, I'm going to you know what? I'm just going to promote it. So 2 of these are 1 blue. Yeah, I have nucleus, but there's an oxygen spike, but I should be protected because I have 2 greens. Okay, get a plus DNA, and I have RNA defense, so it's a sort of outer vaccination. Yeah, I don't know, some immunology thing, which allows me, I believe, I will have to check that up. I think it allows me to atrophy myself in any way I want without the priority, which would be promoted, and then BIOS are the latest one. So I have a lot of yellows, so I think I can just get rid of them if I'm atrophied. I'm not like terribly worse off. So that's how it is for the proteinaceous subterranean bacteria. There aren't any more Darwin rolls, so we'll leave it here. Okay, let's continue with the next event. Oh, purchases, by the way. Difficult. I don't have enough. I would need 1 for the yellow, but it's just simply not enough. Not enough. One of the cameras is getting a bit slow. Sorry. But you can see it's the T Tauri Superflare, which activates these 3, so these rails. Sorry, 1, 2, 3. And then we have a smite event. Aha, yeah, that had to happen at some point. So this one's protected. This one has no, so normally enzymes are lost first if there's any enzyme on a refuge, otherwise it's going to start losing mana. Okay, so and always from left to right, and enzymes from right to left, and mana from left to right, starting with disorganized mana. So this one's going to lose 1. This one's going to lose 1 red. This one's going to lose 1 green. This one's going to lose 1 green. This one's going to lose 1 blue. And this one's going to lose a red. Yeah, this thing started. Then we have an extremophile. Event. I block it because I have 4 red things, chromosomes, bions, and the symbionts and organs in here. So the blocks, with the additional 1 blocked here. So I actually have 5. This one has 2 red cubes, so it blocks 2 of them. Just enough. Then we have a cancer roll. And cancer roll is a bit like the Darwin roll, except you do it for macroorganisms and only when the event calls for it. So this one has to do a cancer roll. It has cancer protection. That means the errors are on 6s only, and there's no mutation purchase possible here. You have to get atrophied. You have to get atrophied. You can still reroll with yellows, but let's see what happens. We have 8 dice because of the bions, and then 2 organs for a total of 10 dice. And again, so we have 4 errors, and I have 2 blue chromosomes and 1 blue and the symbiont, which blocks 3 of them. I have to take care of this one by removing an organ. Which one is it going to be? I think I'm going to go with yellow, because I would still like to be protected from drought in case that happens. So I'm just going to atrophy yellow here. And that's it for the cancer roll. Now there's already the ozone layer created. That means we are not going to have to worry much about the UV events. So they're simply not happening. There goes the event. I'm going to move the ozone creation layer to the side. As a reminder that we don't have to deal with those unless special circumstances. Okay, so we're going to move on to the assignment phase, starting with player yellow. Could move a few bions. Oh, he doesn't have HGT, so now the bions are pretty much stuck over here. Now red could try to attach somewhere with his first phase. It is able to attach here. It's going to parasite here, these bacteria, taking yellow as a diseased cube. Okay. Can blue steal more cubes than yellow? No, it can't. Very good. Okay, we go to the autocatalytic roll over there. Have 2 bions, 4 dice, and extra dice. That's 1, 5, and 6, so 2 go up. And this catalyst just appeared here, but it wasn't there. And with the 5 and the 6, we need to bring down 2 of those. So a bit of variety. And down yellow. Red for organs, in case we need it. Yellow and red. Could create die at this point, but I'm not going to do it. autocatalytic roles. Okay, so if you've seen a cut, it's because I've added a red chromosome here, which was missing after for some reason, so I just added it. In case you were thinking, where did that red chromosome go? Well, it's here. So let's do the Darwin roll for these microorganism here, which is 8 dice for all the buy-ins, then that's about 5 dice. Oh, I'm missing one. I have an extra one here. 5 dice for all the chromosomes, for a total of 13 dice. It's quite impressive. Never rolled 13 dice before. Okay, so that's a 5. It's a 5. 6s and 1, 3, 2, 3 4s, 5. Do I want to reroll something knowing that I can reroll plenty of stuff, but I only have 3 catalysts to work with? Well, I'm going to be getting more, I guess. I could reroll just 1 die. Let's try to roll the 2. But another 4 doesn't help. I'm going to get 1 yellow catalyst because of the 1, actually 2, because I have 2 red chromosomes. And then whatever the triplets, I can only get an extra yellow because the maximum is 6. That's why I decided just to reroll 1 die, because there's only as much as I can get. And that means we have 2 blues, which are blocking 2 areas. 5 does not count because we have DNA. I mean, the 5s do not count, it's also 5. So all this goes away. This die can just disappear. And we have to deal with these 2. And I think I'm going to go for a red queen attack. This is going to cost me any 1 catalyst, because nucleus for a red cube, red chromosome, and let's increase the specificity by promoting these, which creates an oxygen spike with them. Fully protected, I have a lot of entropy, so another one to add a yellow cube here. And these are the 2 errors we dealt with. Okay, that's Darwin roll for yellow. Darwin rolls for red, yes, over here. 2 buy-ins and 1 chromosome. Alright, interesting. So the 1 provides a catalyst in the parasites color, which is red. And there's an error to take care of. Okay, with this error, it could buy one of these 3 mutations, which is what it's going to do. So I'm just going to roll a die, actually, d6, and say this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it rolls 5, 6. That means it takes from here, using the red catalyst, purchase superoxide dismutase, need a red cube. And now we have a mutated parasite here. That's quite a complex microorganism that we have. Not as complex as the one we had before, but we could consider already maybe after a red queen attack, perform a macroorganism purchase. Maybe. It's an option. So, very good. Double was for blue, nothing, and this is dealt with. Already done its cancer roll, so atrophied himself a tiny bit in the process. That's pretty much it. We go into the purchase phase, where we have yellow starting. I think yellow has 3. It's able to purchase a red queen stack, one of its buy-ins. It's going to do that to recover this one here. Now it's got another buy-in. Could do a lot of stuff actually. Could get this one in and buy a macroorganism. So it could perform another red queen attack because it has 2 red queens against 1 red queen. So there's nothing else to do. So it's going to perform another red queen attack and bring red just for fun. And I could already purchase a macroorganism and it would still become an the symbiont. That's true. Can it purchase a macroorganism at this point? Let's see what the options are. So let's get this back for a moment. See whether it can purchase a macroorganism. Things it would not be able to purchase. I think the trilobites requires too many yellows. Dickinsonia requires too many blues. Seaweed requires too many greens. Same as Opabinia, it's too many greens. Arrow worms, it's too many greens. It's left with these two. I think it could afford these two. It's got enough for lamb shells or sea stars. Let's have a look a bit closer. So it could go for so the cheapest one would probably be lamb shells, and it still has enough organs to go to fill in a few of those. Try to see if I can. And then could make use of the extra organs here. Now with this one, yeah, lamb shells are nice there. Let's make it lamb shells. Let's make it lamb shells. So let's have yellow do here one final purchase for lamb shells. It needs 1 red. So make me. It's okay. It needs 1 red. It has it. It needs 2 yellows. It has them. It needs 1 green. It has it. And it needs 1 blue. It has 1 blue. Purchasing all these, this goes back into the soup. Everything else will remain to the macroorganism. It's nice we have 2 macroorganisms to deal with. So these stays as extra organs. See here. This one will be absorbed as an endosymbiont parasite will go back here. This one will go back to the soup, and all these 3 mutations, without any promotion, will go back to the home row, which is the cosmic row. Our beautiful lampshells are going to be here. Beautiful, beautiful lampshades. So it's a marine organism. It's going to get the plant trophic level. All the extra organs, a brain here. The other one, there's no space for red, so it goes out. This blue can come here. Another yellow can come here. Another red can come here. Green can come here. This yellow can just go back, be compensated. Because I'm not sure I paid for the... I'm not quite sure I paid for the macroorganism purchase. So I have to pay 1 catalyst, otherwise I can't perform the purchase. So, okay, there goes. Not quite sure if I did well. Anyway, that's it. Everyone has a lot of biomes there. If we go to red, can it purchase something here? Yeah, it could eventually. Purchase yellow or green. I think right now maybe green or this yellow here is a good thing. So probably green is a good one. Let's just use 2 of these to purchase a pancreas. Just increase a bit. In case there's an oxygen spike, we have a bit more protection. They are not very strong. As you can see, there's only 2 blue chromosomes and organs, so a bad cancer roll can really do a lot of damage here, but we'll take the risk. That's it when it comes to purchases. Blue can purchase probably something here, because that's the only place you can purchase stuff for, which is for the earthworms. And I think it's just going to use one of the yellows to get a yellow organ. Let's get our hydroskeleton back here. Quite important. Okay. And finally, green. Can it purchase anything? Well, unfortunately, it can't, because it doesn't have catalysts of the colors required to fill in the organs here. Maybe next round, who knows. So that's it for purchases. Well, it could purchase something here, but it doesn't have any catalyst either. That's it for purchases. Very good. We're going to move on to the next Proterozoic event. There we are. I ought not kick the camera. So the cosmic landform is going to deactivate. This one is going to deactivate. Ocean landform is going to stay active. We rail the deck. And this is still in tropical water world, so nothing we can do here. All right. We're going to have a smite event. Look at that. This does not get affected. This one's going to get affected. It's going to lose yellow. It's going to lose green. It's going to lose blue, green, red, and blue. These are going to be lost to the soup. The refugia get more and more polluted of sorts. going to have a geoforming event. This is an impact from below, which is this one here, but there's nothing left. So if nothing happens, we have an extremophile crisis. We have enough red to protect here against the extremophile. We have enough red to protect here. There's the extra one given by visibility. So we are good. We are not affected by UV, so this is not going to affect us. If that would happen in any case, we are good. And then we have 2 cycles of warm. So actually now we have 2 of those instead of the ice ages we were living in before. So there's a sudden warming of the Earth, very, very sudden and very intense. As well, microorganisms struggle to stay alive. And blue will start the game. Blue is going to try to attach to here with phase 2. I think it's going to be quite successful because it can indeed attach here by stealing what I believe is the brain. Ooh, just made the lamp shelves very, very dumb. I hope they're smart enough to try and attack this one, get rid of it. So that's blue. As for green, well, that one's looking grim because I don't have yellow, but it's my only chance. All the other refuges are not really appealing anyway. I mean, I could only go on to the either continental, no, marine. That's an obvious one anyway. I think they're trapped there because that row isn't active now that I think of it, so don't even think about moving those. So we are there, and now a yellow could assign something somewhere, just for the fun of getting a few catalysts. It's rather warm, and there are a few catalysts here, so why not just come here and try to get something going? Very good. Is red going to go anywhere? No, red is already an ally of the macroorganisms here. So autocatalytic rules. We start over here. That's 4 for the BIOS, 1 for the animated mana. Ooh, not a very good roll. Oh no, yes, it's warm, so we actually get a bit more than we thought, so that's 2, 4, 4. I'll come back again, but okay, so normally that would be 2 more, but that's not going to happen. So for each 4 that we get, something's going to get back. Let's make it a red. Give me a red catalyst. Let's make it blue. Gonna give me a blue catalyst. Let's bring back the 2 BIOS because of the. Just go back here, and this gives 2 red. Sorry, green catalyst. State of the game. I'm gonna roll for here. Just take 2 dice. And we are going to be moving something up and something down. So something up, blue 1, something down, blue 1, providing a blue catalyst. And I could reroll here because I'm uncontested, but I just want to generate enough catalyst to stay alive till the end of the game. So that's it for the autocatalytic rolls. Are we getting any Darwin rolls? Yes. Blue. It's got 3 dice to roll. And it does do something. This one's going to provide with a blue catalyst. Its host. 2, 3 do nothing at all. So that's it for blue. There's no more microorganisms. There's no more Darwin rolls to do. So that's the end of this one, and we move on to the next event. Just a quick one. Media's revenge. Media's revenge. It's going to activate these. And there's a smite event. Things are going to happen. Is not affected. It is 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 affected. And it is affected. That actually annihilates and removes the green rust fumarole from the game. So there you go, green rust fumarole, you're out. Now there's a drought, and the drought affects terrestrial macroorganisms, but it is protected, so it's okay. It's got enough water in his body or wherever in a stash to live for the next 100 million years. And there are cancer rolls for both. Let's see, cancer, lampshells, earthworms. Okay, who goes first? It's blue. So blue, that's going to be green first. So let's do cancer rolls for this one. It's got, wow, that's what I don't like, that it's so loaded. They're both so loaded. That's 8 dice alone for BIOS, 2 for organs. No possibilities of reroll here. Remember, this is only for Darwin. But I believe we are safe because we have 3 critical errors which will be blocked by the 3 blues, and then we have a bunch of results that do nothing. We have any one then that would provide us with catalyst, but we will not roll any one. And our errors are only because of our cancer protection and 6C, so these 3 6s are blocked with 3 blues. So we are good here, nothing happens. And the cancer roll for him, it's about the same. For it, rather, this sort of animal. 8, and then again 2, so for a total of 10 dice. Okay. Yeah. It has got cancer protection, so it would get just enough to survive. So there's no ones, and because there's no ones, I'm not getting any catalyst. I have 2 6s, and I have 2 blues, which is just enough to block. These errors, so no organ loss here. So we are safe. Then we have an oxygen spike, and an oxygen spike is going to be a bit tricky. Oxygen wise, these 2 are okay because they have a lot of entropy originated chromosomes, and BIOS, same for here. There's only 1 oxygen spike, but it is in trouble. It has to lose something. It can't defend against the oxygen. It doesn't have any entropy, so it's going to lose the organ. It's going to go back here, and that's pretty much it for this oxygen spike. And then we're going to advance, warming 1 more step. We're close to Armageddon. I don't know yet who will have it, but we're close to it. And blue's the first player. Blue is already assigned here. Can it be reassigned somewhere? Trying to steal, for instance, from here. Except this is not in the active row, right? No, can't do anything. Oh, but it's got blue here. I need to have a look here. to the rule. Okay. Yeah, it's only because unassigned, so I can't just move it around. So it stays there until it's dead, basically. At least from as far as I can ascertain right now. However, green's turn, so there's not a lot of refuge to go to be honest. Creating life at this point, it's less interested in just getting catalysts. So why not make it... Yeah, it's really pretty pointless to go anywhere. It is pointless to go anywhere. Really, it is. Could try to come here. That's of any use. Could try blocking at least the force. Or yeah, let's use this one and this one. Let's go with a 4. Let's put an enzyme there. It's yellow's turn, but all the bions are somewhere. Are they? Like I'm counting. Oh yeah, it's got the bio there. What am I thinking about? And then red. Red's going to try to attach somewhere. No. It's already allied with both. So no, red's not going to do anything. Sorry. That means the only place we have to roll is there for the autocatalytic roll. So that's going to be 6 dice. Okay. With a 1, so the 1's going to bring this one up. And then we have bad things happening. The 4 won't affect. We have 3 5s, which means we have to bring down 3 things. One's going to be blue. I could give blue to green because it's the progenode. Oh no, sorry, it's the progenode, so blue goes to yellow. So that's 1. And we have 2 more, and I think it's just fair that we each lose 1. Just because. And yellow here. And green here is compensation. Very good. We haven't created life, we could have, but to be honest, with only green, is it worth it? I don't know. So we go for Darwin rules, and Darwin rules right now, it's only for blue. I'm wondering if I forgot to do purchase last turn. I could have sort of absorbed blue into, I don't know, well, doesn't matter, I could have forgot to purchase. Did I? Huh? Strange. I could swear. Probably I could have already absorbed blue into here, but okay. Doesn't matter. So, we have to roll for blue. So actually blue can just detach. Just didn't fight it off. But it has a 6 and it blocks it with blue, so I can do it now. That's it for Darwin rules. There's no more micros around here. Time to purchase stuff. Starting with blue. Yeah, sorry. Going on with red. It could purchase something for here, and I think it's only fair that it tries to get blue into the system. So let's have blue into the system. That's it. Blue is not going to be active anymore. Oh, blue could have purchased something for me here. Yeah, it's going to purchase something for me. So let's assume blue was still here. I mean, blue can still purchase. Because it's got a biont here. actually blue was first. That means this is actually like so. This is actually like so. Yeah? Okay, let's backtrack a bit. Blue was first. Because blue goes first, it can do something here, for instance, like P2. That's a yellow, and it gets me a yellow organ. Full complement of organs here. Very, very important. Then we go to green. Green can purchase stuff. Where can it purchase stuff? Over here. I'm going to purchase a red queen attack. Blue. Blue is going to become an endosymbiont here. Very good. Can I purchase anything else here? No, I only have one biome, so I'm pretty much stuck to where I am. Now yellow can purchase eventually two things. One of them is just a yellow organ, for instance. This one, the oxygen spike. I think it's important because it doesn't have a lot of green. And it has another biome in here. It could potentially buy something with it. I think it's only fair that it tries to purchase, let's say, just to get to landfall, just green. Let's exhaust everything we have. Get another organ, which is a shell. It's a lamp shell, so it only makes sense that it tries to evolve with shells on it. So, yeah. So that's it. There are two thriving microorganisms. Isn't that exciting? Purchase phase, well, red has really nothing to work with, so we're just going to move on to the next event. Ooh, which is an aftershock. See that in a second. It is an aftershock, and that's extremely interesting. Don't know if this is visible enough. Should be. It is an aftershock, which is very good because this is going to unlock these. We have an aftershock here. That means this card is just going to go, and this row is accessible again. And we are, although we are obliged to ignore ozone layers this turn, which allows UV events. That sucks. Well, that sucks for these microorganisms, really. Not for this one, he's good. Oh, but wait, he has UV protection. So, no, doesn't apply. Sorry, just bought it. There's also red here. But there are two smite events, and that's sort of annoying. So this one is not affected. This one is affected. Smite twice. Smite and smite twice. So this goes away. There's no more mana here, so I guess this just disappears. And it gets compensated. Disappears, disappears, disappears. So suddenly the world has become a much less exciting place to live in. Because all these refugia are just gone from the game. Let me think, I'm not doing anything wrong. I don't think so. All these refugia are gone. Yes. What a pity. Suddenly there's not much to look at. We still have a lot of stuff in here. Okay. By the way, we have to activate these, and we have to activate, which row is this one? We have to activate this one. Which row is this one? We have to deactivate these two landforms here. have extremophile crisis now. We'll have cancer rules, but we have to link everything we can. So we're going to have one cancer rule first. So let's just go with it. This one has 5, this is 10 dice. Okay. This is 10 dice. Let's roll for the bions, and then we have a lot of organs, so we'll have to roll for organs as well. Let's go here first. Let's roll for the bions. Okay. And we'll keep the 6s. Okay, we'll keep the 6s aside. We have 6s here. We don't have any 1. No rerolls possible. So for now, that's what we get. And we're going to roll now for the organs here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 organs. So that's 5 additional dice. Okay, we get an extra 6 there. We don't even get a 1. That's amazing. Okay, for catalysts, that'd be so useful. And we're gonna have another cancer roll, don't worry about it. So we have 3, and we have 3 blues, so we're just lucky. Now this one goes with 8, then 3 for the organs. Okay, well there are no 6s as you can see, so I'm not like in big trouble, but I have 2 1s, and 2 1s are going to give me catalysts of any color. And at this point I obviously would like to get yellows, in case I'm losing organs. For whatever reason, I'd like to have some yellows. Yeah? That's one cancer roll. There's another one coming. We have an extremophile crisis. We're lucky enough that we haven't lost anything to the cancer rolls here, because there's just enough to fight it off. Okay, this one has just enough. It's got 1, 2, and 3, and there's 3 extremophile icons, and this one has just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's okay. So this one's pretty safe. It has to go terrestrial, or it will die in trying. So we do have another. No, we do have twice. Oh, that means 6, or is that 3 and 3? Oh, wait a second. Oh no. I have to make sure. Okay. I'm not sure. I guess there's 2 UV events, but I don't think 3 plus 3 that's 6, because it's the sum of the icons, not the sum of the numbers in the icons. At least that's how the rules state it. So I guess we have to go down to, it's going to atrophy something anyway, so, especially here. When I say, let's remove this green. Let's remove the brain. It's going to be difficult. These are going to be difficult to get. Yeah, let's just do that. Just do that, because we can only hold 3 organs. And then we go into... Oof. So we're triggering Armageddon. Before we go into the Ice Age. I think so, we have Armageddon. We're going to go into an Ice Age, but I think Armageddon's already been triggered at this point. So, yeah. Oh, but first we have to do the cancer roll, so wait a second. Wait a second, we still have a cancer roll here to do. Now that we've lost a few things, that's 10 dice for here. Yeah, there's 3 organs, so I have to roll. Now let's roll everything. 10 plus 3, 13 dice. No 6s, please. No, this is a 5. That's a 5. I'm sorry, this is the only dice I have, and it's not the best one to roll and be clear about which number is on it, but you have to trust me, it's a 5. We do have a lot of 1s though, which is useful. 1s give me catalysts of any color, and I'm going to be choosing red. I'm going to be choosing green. I can buy more organs later on. There's no more 1s, unfortunately. That would become pretty handy. And time for this one, so that's 8. And then 3. Oh boy, for a second I thought there were lots of 6s. No, there's only 3. And a 1. Let's make it a yellow one. And 3 6s which are blocked, right? Because we have 3 blues, so they are blocked. So we've been quite lucky with these cancer rolls, except for the first one. Oh no, not even the first one. This was because of the UV. And now I believe if we do things in order from left to right, we have sort of reached Armageddon here, which is going to end the game. But after the purchase phase, so we still have a chance at this, maybe this one to prove a bit. Just want to refocus these onto the light. Yes, correct. Again, it's a big surface, so we are going to hit Armageddon. So I'm not even going to bother with the other Ice Age icon. It is going to be the end of the game after the purchase phase. So the end is nigh. What are we going to do? In this last phase, we have very little space to assign anything. So basically, we can assign stuff up there. Starting with red, nothing, blue, nothing, because they're both in both macroorganisms, so there's nothing to do here. On the other hand, green could do something. I'm just going to send some people up just to finish in all the glory. Yellow is going to send him spy on there. Yellow is going to be Proterozoic in this case. And yeah, it's going to be pretty much it. I wish I could have gone Terrestrial with this one. It was just not possible, but at least I have this one here. Let's just do the outer catalytic roll, and these are 6 dice. Just finish the game, that's nice. It's a good result anyway. Part of Armageddon. We're having a 1, 2s, and 2s, so we're going to move up some stuff. For instance, these. And then the 4s and the 5s are going to bring everything down. Let's make it 2 of these, 2 yellows. Again, it's Proterozoic, and let's make it green. Now that I think of it, if I had left... No, it's not possible, there's just too many yellow cubes, so yellow's going to be Proterozoic no matter what. Yeah. Very good. That's done. Darwin rules, there's nothing to do Darwin rules about. We only have macros everywhere. We are going into the purchase phase, starting with red. Can it purchase anything here? Yes, it can. For instance, a red brain. Since red is red, let's make it red. With red catalysts, red brain. Then we go on to blue. Blue can purchase these organ here. Brilliant. Yeah, fantastic. And I'm afraid that's it for the purchase, so I'm not able to do landfall with this one. But that's because of the UV event, unfortunately. And after this, well, that's it. That's the end of the game. So, what can I say? It's been a bit tense at moments. Yeah, yeah. There was. Well, the thing is, once you reach macro, you really need to roll very badly to be hurt. Of course, these are not the strongest organisms. They are cheap. Amongst the ones I could choose, they are quite cheap. I could have evolved them maybe. I could have evolved the bacteria maybe a bit more before I purchased, and purchase better, stronger. Go with these. I mean, unless there's a big atrophy, it sort of stalls with these two guys. So they're just there, and yeah, just they have to lead through. The important thing is that I'm going to choose one of these to move on to the next title of the series, which is Megafauna. So that's my plan. And I have a feeling I'll go for the terrestrial one, but marine would also be possible, and just a matter of I will look into the legacy rules and which one is more convenient, which one maybe gives me more organs to trade to get initial mutations, white mutations, white organs and such. If you haven't played Megafauna, you probably don't have a clue what I'm talking about, but that's a bit the idea. So the richest macroorganism should be in the game at this point. So that's a bit the idea. And well, that's it. So we would have performed quite well from these were a competitive game. Yeah, we have quite a few points in, especially here. The earthworms have just the earthworms alone have like 10 chromosomes, and then 3 organs, and then the bionts. So all this together, so that this already is like about 10, 13 points. And the first one's in the trophic level. So this macroorganism is an additional 12 points divided by 4, because there's 4 players involved. About 3 points. So that's about 16 points just here alone. Then you have to add on the remaining bionts which are in the game. In organisms, so not that one over there. It will be this one here. So it's 17 points for player green, and I think yellow does not beat because it only has like 5 plus 5, 10 plus 3 in bionts. That's 13, and for having the lamb shells, trophic level plant in marine. That's an additional 12 divided by 4, 3, so 16 again, 17, so okay, together. 17, 16, if this game were competitive. But for the purpose of the solo game, that's it, we've won, because the game has ended, and we have bionts of both player colors in a macroorganism, and we've even achieved the one that they claim is a more difficult victory, which is achieve it in a terrestrial macroorganism, which are the earthworms. I'm likely to pick them up for the next, I don't know, I will decide these in between games. Playing with the crystal catastrophe rule is... yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. It gives you less agency on the mutations you can go for, because you are not actively purchasing them from during the purchase phase. And of course you need to have catalyst of a color matching an active row and that mutation with that color, and have enough excess errors that you can actually do that. So you need to combine 3 variables there to be able to purchase a mutation. The control you have on it is just have catalysts of a bit everything, or enough of a color you can do the 2 per 1. So you are able to purchase a mutation always from whatever active row or home row. On the other side, if you really plan it properly, because in the beginning you're very limited to the number of biomes you have to be able to do purchases, you can mutate very quickly, and you still have the purchase phase to do the red queen attacks, and I don't know, buy organs in case you have macroorganisms. Very, very interesting. You're less limited by the number of biomes you have in order to mutate. You do have to roll errors, and you do have to be able to block them, but you are suddenly expanding the possibilities of mutating not only once, but also mutating and promoting maybe twice, 3 times in a turn. And that's a really, really interesting thing, but it's very luck dependent, and there's less planning into doing that, but the reward is there. So I do like the variant, and I do like that they've implemented this in the latest solo rules, at least the ones I have here, because you're really looking for a type of catalyst and the color and the thing, and if, yeah, you never know which row is going to be active and which deck is going to roil, but you're thinking, oh, I hope I can get this mutation, and I'm going to only keep these many blue cubes because I only want to block maybe 1 or 2 errors, and roll these many dice gives me more chances for errors, and have plenty of catalysts that I'm going to be able to use for mutating, etc., etc. So there's plenty of interesting decisions there, which I think are just that, interesting decisions, and a bit of a different approach to the game as played competitively. Let's say the crystal catastrophe is also a rule that you can use when you play competitively. It's not only limited to solo, but the fact that it's there for solo makes things very interesting. And it also gives less chances for what I've seen for parasites to mutate, because parasites in general, they're rolling very few dice, especially blue. Blue obviously is already blocking something, so it really needs to roll a bad roll of 3, 4 dice. It needs to roll a lot of errors, yeah, in order to mutate. Not go extinct in case the host does not have enough catalyst to block. So it gives more possibilities for a microorganism. It limits how a parasite can mutate, and this is quite interesting. Yeah, so I think it probably makes the game a little easier on the side of quickly being able to absorb parasites into your system very early in the game or mid-game. As you've seen here, I haven't had a lot of trouble getting those as endosymbionts and becoming my allies, and that sort of made the game less conflictive when it comes to the NPC parasites intruding into what you're trying to do. But okay, in the end, playing solo, Genesis is trying to solve the puzzle of getting the macroorganism alive till the end of the game, and we've managed that. And for that, and for your support, I thank you very much. Thanks for following. And I hope I can soon take it to the next level, link with Megafauna, and plan a stream of the next title in the coming days